Hi everyone, I've just got a 5-minute brief video about what I've learned during my 20s. So as my 30s are coming up quite soon, I thought I'd review what's gone well and what everybody else can learn in terms of understanding what to do in their 20s. So rule number 1 is don't settle. So for me, I thought, okay, the early 20s, I was in a relationship, I was settling down, having kids, and then living the life I wanted, in terms of what everybody else thinks of buying a house, buying a really nice car, being a corporate job. I suppose as my 20s have slowly come through, I realised actually that's not great. Like settling down is just another word for, I suppose, complacency. So during that time, I gained a stone, I had no direction in my life, and really I had nothing. I had no dreams, no ambitions, no goals. So I would definitely recommend not settling down. I would really discourage that. So that leads me on to number 2 is keep learning. So I come from, I suppose, a heavily academic background. I've just completed my masters. I'm accredited in Chartered Institute of Marketing, but it's not realising that it's just not focused on, I suppose, the whole ideal of getting a degree. It's all about continuing learning about other things in life. So it's learning about how to be a social, how to learn about being a social person, understand how to work systems, how to work in a team. And it should be about constantly learning about, I suppose, life in general, what interests you. And nothing is about learning, it has to be something that you can integrate now, not in 10 years' time, and how it integrates into your life now or related to goals. So I went through my 20s being like, oh, I'm going to learn about X, Y, and Z subjects, realising that I wouldn't implement it and I'll probably forget half the information that I learned just about 10 seconds ago because I'm not in that practical field. I think that's what people need to start understanding is learning should be something where it complements you now. It should be a slow integration into your habits, it should be a slow integration in life, not just about trying to be all amazing and learning about everything else. So it leads me on to number 3 is always seeking advice. So in your 20s, you have this mindset of like, yes, I'm becoming an adult, I know everything mindset, and actually you don't. You're just about to learn everything. So you need to constantly seek people's advice. You need to be open and actually say, if you don't know it, I don't know it. There's so many times where I've faced in my life recently where people are saying, well, they just learned something, they go, yeah, everything's good, everything's great. When actually it's not. It should be, okay then, I've learned this, and yes, I understand this, X, Y, and Z, but I'm struggling with this, can you help? Because you're always, again, it's linked to that point I said about 1. If you're always saying everything's okay, you're linking that to complacency, and you're not actually learning. You're just having that block set of, oh, I'm not going to learn, I know this, okay then, I know this, I don't need help. And you do. But use help in the right mindset, ask for help, and seek help when you can. So number 4 is learning that your career won't be the same ever. So I suppose it depends on who you are with this statement. So for me, I'm in a career where things are constantly growing. So in marketing, when I joined marketing, like there are so many terms that just come out. So like SEO, PPC, UX, and I personally didn't know it because marketing, when you're drummed into it, has always been sort of this advertising based role. You go out and say, oh, I want to place this advert into this person. And with the development of technology coming all the time, there's principles that I've learned from my degree, which I finished about 8 years ago, that are not necessarily related to now. So for me, your career should always be developing. You should always seek out interesting articles and go networking and finding out what is the latest opportunity so you can grow and be a person who you want to be. Because if you just constantly stay the same, you're not growing. And then also that reflects on the company. If you're not growing, then you're more likely to go into administration, have financial difficulties, and you're not employing the right people. So you need to constantly grow and know that you'll just be open to opportunities, because nothing is constant in this world. Everything changes, and so is your career. So number 5 is learning to experiment. Now this sounds quite dodgy, but you can do what you like with it. So rule number one, I suppose, for me is in terms of experiment, just be open to opportunities again. So whether that's, I don't know, you want to change diet, just go for a challenge or something like running or doing a marathon, skydiving. Because it opens again more opportunities for you to open up your confidence, actually have the ability to think, I can actually do something more with my life. And it's quite an interesting, I suppose, icebreaker. If somebody says, oh, what's the most amazing thing you've done? I say, oh, I've done skydive or run. And it starts chatting because actually you've done something, you're pursuing something more than what you are perceived to do. So, for example, for me, I've been challenging myself, although it hasn't happened this year, is to do a 26 mile run in Paris for Prostate Cancer UK. So, although the run hasn't happened, I'm still running. It's taught me about looking at educating myself about food and nutrition. And it's also helped me in terms of understanding how can I exercise better, exercise muscles. So it's not just about running, but it's keeping educated about my body and muscle. So that's, I suppose, it's like experimenting. I would never run before, but now I'm running more. I'm integrating my life. I feel more relaxed. I suppose another thing with experimenting is trying new things that you didn't expect to try. So whether it's food choices, it's trying a new haircut, hanging out with a new group, trying something new with a career. Just be open to opportunity, and it's great because it makes you so happy, and it makes you something, you're pursuing more with your life than just what everybody expects you to do. So number 7 is social groups. Oh, sorry, I missed number 6. So I suppose number 6 is learn to understand your values and who you are as a self. So I've gone through my life with hanging out with people that I believed were, you're told in society, you have a big social group, you have to be, an extrovert, you have to be drunk all the time, you have to have fun, you have to sleep around, you have to have 500 boyfriends. And realistically, I found out that doesn't make me happy, it makes me drained, it makes me depressed. So I've come to terms with actually I wanted to lead my life on my own terms, and I'm slowly getting that to my life. Like, I've known I wanted to be an entrepreneur for a while, and I've slowly integrated that into my life, whether it's career, whether it's my personal life, or if it's just actually just doing things I don't expect to do, because entrepreneurship is just going to be, at the end of the day, it's taking risks, and I take quite a lot of risks. So, and also for me, it's living by what you think is right. So I try and integrate sustainability into my life in terms of understanding, okay, then clothing choices, how that affect the environment, travel options at the moment. I know planes aren't going there, and I am a bit concerned that people do focus too much on airplanes being massive, but for me there's also, you have to think of cars, you have to think about trains, they're still using electric no matter what, so they're still environment, so it's being cautious about how your values are and how you interpret facts into your life. So I try and live by, if I could tell you my top 3 values is creativity, so it's all about learning, developing, doing something new and interesting. Personal growth, I'm always big personal growth in terms of developing myself better, learning. Third one is understanding, I suppose for me it's about relationship building. So it's about developing these key relationships that are going to actually bring value to me and actually make me excited to live. I think that's the thing. So that's my top 3, and I realise my video is probably about 15 minutes rather than 5 minutes than I previously stated. So 7 for me is social groups. I suppose these points have been linked on from each one. So for me, social groups has been something I realised in my 20s are always evolving. So in my early 20s, I hung around with people that were from school, from work groups, and then realising actually most of the time I had different values to what they believed in. They're all about, oh my god, they're all loud and brash and they talk the talk, but most of the time don't walk the walk. And it can be draining because you feel like rubbish whenever you're with them, in terms of you don't feel good enough, you feel like crap basically, and you don't feel like getting anywhere in life. So I'm going to say this, as much as it's controversial: ditch friends who drain your value. So for me, I can't hang out with people like that. I like people that learn and grow. I don't want to hang out with people who bitch all the time about things that are worthless, or criticise people for no apparent reason, or just don't want that mindset to grow and criticise me for that. You know, doing something different. I want some people that actually, you do something different, but you do something with your life, and actually pursue something more with my life rather than criticising it. It's just draining, and I don't want to hang around with people like that. And as much as admittedly, I've got a few friends, but I'm happy with the 3 friends I've got in my life because they don't drain my energy, and I find them good, and if I want to seek advice from them, I know I can rely on them. And I don't have to have a massive social circle. I don't have to do anything. You know, I can do what I want in my life without feeling judged. And that feels great. So that brings me on to point number 8, is to understand that take care of money and health. So both these I've kind of, I suppose, done quite bad at, because you listen to, like, I suppose, other videos, you listen to Facebook, where you need to spend money on amazing experiences. Oh, I've gone to a nice 10-star resort and some land I don't really care about, and or buy some makeup, or buy a really nice dress, buy this maker that I don't know who they are. And I suppose it's the same with health. I lost 4 stone in 4 weeks, woo! And you realise how much of a delusion this causes people, and it causes people to feel more distressed, and it gets them to circle being like, oh, I can't lose 4 stone in 4 weeks, that's ridiculous. And instead you just gorge on crap, and you have no motivation whatsoever to lose weight. So I realised with those sort of things, money and health, is the first thing you do is track what you're spending, understand what brings value to your life, what you can do, where you want to spend your money, where you want to save your money, which type of thing brings you value. Whether it is, I mean, you might love going to a 5-star restaurant, it's fine, but as long as you reserve it and make sure you treat that and put that into your values, monthly budget, then it's fair enough. Don't spend money when you've got money. You know, spend money how you feel happy, how it makes you happy. You know, put that money towards experiences, put that money towards it, but make sure you put it equally and balance it out with other costs. Same with health. Like, I enjoy, as a vegan vegetarian, I enjoy going pizza, going with burgers. But same with money, I try and track it, and I try and be as balanced as I possibly can. So with the burger, I'll try and go for something that's low, balanced out, so chips and burger, but oven cooked. Home make it as well, so I can make sure I understand what's going into my body. Just track it. Don't restrict. Your life should be about restrictions. If you're restricted, you're not living the best life. You should be about integrating things that interest you, but then looking at how you can control it and tailor it to you, so you know that you're getting to where you want to. So number 9 is be goal orientated. So I've always been ambitious. I'm just putting that out there. I've always wanted something more to life. So whether that's when I was younger, when I wanted to be an animator, or being a wedding planner, I've always wanted to be my own boss. I've always wanted to be storytelling, and I've always wanted to be creative. So for me, but I had no goal of how I was going to get there. I had that visualization of, oh, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to live, this is the kind of lifestyle I want, but I've never actually implemented it into my life. So a couple of years ago, I've been quite strict with directions and how I've devised myself for life. So as the cliche goes, people buy, the whole, oh, I'm going to have a New Year's resolution. And I have started doing that now in terms of creating yearly goals. But I suppose this year has been more, despite what's happened with the situation which I'm going to explain about, is the fact that I have actually started being a bit more breaking down my goals. So last year, I'm going to just throw out there what my goals were, was to lose 4 stone. Finished off my master's degree in data analytics and marketing with Arden University, and was to move back into the travel industry. That was my 3 main goals, and I smashed them all. But I realised it was, looking at it, it's 2 big goals. So, and also it's all about sustaining it. So for me this year the goals have been a bit mixed up. But I've also realised that I need to revise every month what I do. That's one thing. I also know I need to start being a bit more understanding why I'm doing a goal and how it relates to my values and where I want to go in my career. And also I need to break it into smaller chunks and tasks that are more easily manageable. So if I break it down, so the start of the year, one of the major goals was to practice for the Paris Marathon. So I already run 3 times a week for 30 minutes, just either a jog, I'm going to do hill running just so I can practice that. So I break it down in terms of, okay then, 4-month target, break it down to 4 1-month goals, so I can continually practice what I'm doing, continue to show that I'm improving, and just to keep bettering myself in it. So it'd be 1 month is just do, for example, 3 times a week, go out running for 45 minutes, mix up in terms of hill running, sprints, and just a distance run, and just break it up, just slowly bring it in, just continue doing the same thing for a week, and then mix up and bring up another level in month 2, month 3, and month 4, so I finally reach my goal. So it's all about, okay, then sustaining the progress, but actually highlighting progress. So it's not going into the deep end, but rather progressing slowly. So that's 1-9, and number 10 is learn to be okay on your own. I find society finds it so difficult to be on your own. I mean, I don't think anything has highlighted that more during the pandemic. It seems like everybody feels frightened to be on their own, like a social situation. Oh no, I can't be on my own, I need to go out and see people. But then that's caused more cases, more deaths, more strain on the NHS. People need to learn to be okay on their own. This is going to sound really graphic, and this is what I realised this year, is the fact that at the end of the day, you're going to go to grave on your own. And you need to be comfortable with that. You need to be comfortable then knowing that you're going to be on your own, accomplish your own goals, and you're happy and you've been satisfied with your life. I'd hate to go to my deathbed and think I've just lived my life through somebody else's eyes. I'd rather live it through my own. So people, I just find it so strange that people don't find it comfortable to travel on their own. I've been to several countries on my own, going to the airports, going to hotels on my own, doing trips on my own, doing scary things on my own. But I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable that I've lived my life through my eyes, that I've lived not worrying about what other people think and saying, no, you can't do it, when actually I can do it, and challenging myself more and more. Also, going to restaurants on your own, I don't understand why it's so uncomfortable with that. If I want to go, if I'm on my own and I want to go and have something to eat on my own, that's fair enough. What's so uncomfortable with that? I get it. I don't need somebody in an awkward situation or 2 couples next to me and having their phones out. Like, that's a comfortable thing when they're lacking social interaction, whereas I'm there. I'm engaged with the situation, I'm engaged with the environment, the atmosphere, and I can take up for myself and be happy that I know that I'm comfortable with myself. Another thing is entertainment on your own, and people find this really strange that I have also been to cinema on my own, I've been to amusement parks on my own, or theme parks, and even, I suppose, gone to events that are deemed as, oh yeah, I've got good friends going, and I've just gone on my own. Festivals and cocktail events, I've gone on my own, and I felt comfortable, and that's an amazing feeling, because you meet new people, you get to, you haven't got to worry about, oh my god, I'm just sticking on somebody, I'm just draining energy. You can go on your own, you can meet people, you can have conversations about things, and it brings something to the table because you feel unique, and everybody is unique. But just be comfortable with who you are. Don't worry about society thinking, oh my god, for example, Love Island, oh my god, I've got to be in a relationship, I've got to be beautiful, I've got to have big boobs, I've got to have this, and I've got to be with somebody. You don't have to be with somebody to have fun and live the best life. So be comfortable with you and actually live your life through your own eyes. If you want to do something, just do it. Don't give a shit about anybody else. Do it. So that is my 10 things I wish when I was 20. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'd like to speak to you next week. Take care. Bye.